Jaylen, just how would you assess how you all ran the football on Saturday night?
I feel like we ran. I feel like we were as a group we were able to get what we could get, and it was just a physical game. I feel like their D-line played on the other side of the ball a lot during the game. I overheard Barry. It's a lot of self-inflicted wounds. So once we get that cleaned up, we're gonna start seeing us a lot of gashes in the run game.
Walk us through the mindset that this team has when you come back in on Monday after a loss and you're working towards getting back on track and getting back with a win this weekend.
We just got to keep the main thing. Last week is over with, so we got a big week coming up. UTSA, it's not no slouch team. They're coming to, they're coming to win. So we got to take that mindset, practice good and prepare good and get a win Saturday.
There were a couple times you caught the pass in the flat. How much do you enjoy maybe being involved in the pass game, and how do you see that maybe evolving as the season continues, having the backs as receivers sometimes?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. That's not something that, in the past, that we've really been involved in a lot. I feel like this year, Joe is really in tune to the running backs. So I guess, the pass game is really effective with the running backs this year.
Jaylen, I think you're on the field on that crazy official kicking the ball and you guys not being able to snap there on 4th and 1. Take me through what that situation was, how bizarre and how confusing that whole thing was.
Yeah, it was confusing. When we away, it was a away game. The crowd is going, so communication is a big part. This offense. It was just really a communication piece on that drive. So that's on us.
Jabari was just talking about Joe's confidence. How do you feel like guys are responding to him, especially in a game on Saturday in the road, things not going well? How would you assess how guys are responding to him?
I feel like people, people know Joe. Things happen. Joe, he's a great player. Of course, we all have things to work on, but I feel like we all have trust in Joe that he's going to, get things back right. We all make mistakes, and we know we're going to keep going forward.
Jaylen, what are some of those conversations like, maybe after the game, maybe first couple of days of practice this week from you upperclassmen to try to get the team staying together and moving forward, because still a long season ahead?
Just keep the main thing. The conversation with the running back room, man, just keep going, keep doing what we're doing. Just keep being disciplined in everything that we're doing. Everything's going to work out. The team, we just got to just stay focused, keep our eyes on the next game and just winning out.
And then how difficult is it, Coach Hoppel spoke on this on Monday, how difficult is it to leave the past in the past, don't let one play affect the next play as a competitor?
It's difficult, but, in the game of football, you can't think about the past, because that's when, things just not going to go right. So you just got to keep, it's like next play mentality, what we always speak about. So just keep going.
Jaylen, I know with as fast as y'all go a lot of the times, sometimes it's probably hard to make sure everybody's on point all the time and there's no kind of procedure issues. But when they pop up like that many in a game, like y'all had Saturday and you've had on the road before, how do you hold each other accountable to kind of get that corrected? Because those things just completely change drives.
We just got to, communicate. We was on the road, big game, big crowd, passionate crowd. We just got to lock in and communicate. That was I feel like communication was a big part on Saturday about, a lot of self-inflicted wounds.
Jabari, I know that y'all don't play on the road again for a couple of weeks, but the past few games y'all played on the road in kind of the tough places where you don't have a ton of Tennessee fans there. It's kind of hard to win. There have been a lot of pre-snap penalties, some issues, not playing as fluidly as y'all want. How do you get that stuff corrected?
Right. I think we, first off, just settle in, obviously look at the film, take it for what it was, and honestly, that's just all us. It's self-inflicted wounds, something we can fix, and something that we will fix. So just not looking too far behind us, but in the future, we definitely know that it's things that we can control, and it's not really too much of the opponent or the crowd.
Jabari, take us sort of behind the scenes, if you could, on Joe Milton and how he handled some of those moments in those games, his communication with you guys, trying to pick you up, or anything else you noticed about him during the game.
Yeah, Joe, like, he didn't blink. You know what I mean? Obviously, things weren't going our way, but just the swag that he has. I told him that today. Like, I don't know if I played with a player with more swag and confidence. You know what I mean? So for him to just, stay the same person through thick and through thin, through adversity, man, that's all you can ask for. And I think he did a great job Saturday of leading us. And, obviously we didn't get the outcome we wanted, but, he's doing his job.
What opportunity does UTSA present to you all to get back to establishing that run game and kind of win that line of scrimmage as well?
Yeah, for sure. UTSA is a good team. I think they're defending conference title champions for the past 2 years. So they're a good team. It's about what we do at the end of the day, not so much about what they do. But we know we have our work out for us. But, they're a good team, so we don't want to overlook anything about them.
Jabari, Coach Heupel on Monday was speaking about how some of the struggles was because you couldn't leave the play in the pass. You let one play affect another. How difficult as a player is it to leave it in the past and move on? And in turn, how difficult is it to, Saturday was not fun, but how, as a leader, how can you not let that affect this week?
Yeah, it definitely takes some experience. Say for a young player, I know like you'll think about that one play the whole game or the whole drive, even the whole week. So it definitely takes some experience to understand, like, man, it's more ball out there. Like, we have a long season left. You know what I mean? And one play doesn't determine the whole game. Like, it's all 11 players out there, and it's a bunch of plays to be made. So that's something that we try to preach to the guys. And, it's a lot of new people, a lot of new faces. So that's just definitely a point of emphasis for us.
Jabari, I'm sure you all didn't run the football the way that y'all wanted to on Saturday. Just kind of what was your perception of how y'all ran the football on Saturday and what needs to improve there?
Honestly, the whole offense can improve from top to bottom because, offensively or just in football in general, one person can mess up the whole play or just, knock off the whole rhythm of the team. So if one person doesn't do their job, then, it kind of falls apart. So more so just looking to build collectively instead of just pointing out one part. You know what I mean? And
I'm sure Dylan wasn't happy about not getting any action. How do you, as an older guy and a veteran on this team, kind of keep him up to make sure he doesn't dwell on it?
Yeah,
I guess?
we've all been there. That's part of the game. Sometimes that's how the game flows. But Dylan, he's a leader. He's a leader on his team. He knows how it goes. He's very mature for his age, so he's not too worried. But he had a great practice out there today. He was out there being vocal, and he was a leader today.
You guys haven't been able to go at the great tempo that you have in the past. At least that wasn't the case on Saturday. What do you see as some of those reasons why you guys haven't been able to go as fast as typically you'd like to?
Yeah, we're not on time. Like we haven't been on time due to self-inflicted wounds like penalties. We sometimes the run game isn't going. We have to do a better job of pitching and catching. So that's just self-inflicted wounds. There's nothing too crazy that something we can't control. That's the beautiful part about it. So I think we'll be just fine.
Gabe, it felt like you had your most confident game Saturday. What were you, what were you seeing? What were you thinking? How did you feel like you played?
I think I played well. Missed a tackle, but at the end of the day, I think that I just went out there and just wanted to perform with my teammates. It was good to go out there and, start at the beginning of the game, you get a hit in, and just, it's a good wave of confidence after you can get a shot in at the beginning of the game. I think overall there's a lot to improve on in my game and, just the team in general. But it was good to just go out there and be able to play in front of an environment like that and just shake off some of the cobwebs that coming off the bench the last couple of weeks.
Gabe, there were several missed tackles on the defensive side of the ball. Josh Heupel talked yesterday about them, maybe some of them being because of a lack of effort. I imagine that film review wasn't all that fun. How has the response been by the defense from Saturday's performance?
We understand that fundamentals are the way that we're going to win the game. We knew that we didn't play our best when it came to, eye discipline, when it came to tackles, wrapping up, finishing through the ground. We understand that this week, every rep that we get is a tackling rep. Every rep that we get is a game rep for us to be able to come out on Saturday and be able to perform the way that we want to perform. So I think that we're responding well. Today's practice was good, and it showed that guys really took what we saw on film to heart and getting ready for this week.
Their starting quarterback, Frank Harris, is listed as day-to-day right now. You guys prepping for 2 quarterbacks, and what else do you think about their offense?
We're preparing for anybody that's going to go out there. As a defense, we just want to play well, regardless of whoever's going to go out there at quarterback. Their offense is dynamic. They're able to run the ball. They're able to throw the ball. So if we go out there and just do our job, I think that we have a good ability to be able to win this football game. But right now we're just focused on the fundamentals, tackling, eyes in the right position, and I think that'll help us this Saturday.
Coach Banks mentioned that's something he was proud of with this defense is how you guys continue to fight, especially in that second half. What is it that really drives you guys on the defense to give it your all and to keep going, especially for each other?
We definitely understood that in the first half we just didn't play our best ball. The second half is just kind of indicative of the defense that we are and we had been the last couple of weeks. So we just know that if we show up the same way that we did in the second half, every quarter, every play, we're able to be in the fight regardless of whatever else is going on in the field. So we understand that we just got to control what we can control out on the field, tackling, being in the right position, and then the game has the ability to go our way at the end of the day.
Gabe, obviously at the end of the day, everyone's responsible for themselves before anything else, so you would be responsible for yourself before anything else. But when you look at the missed tackles as a team in that game, what do you think caused that? I don't think anybody saw those many missed tackles coming.
Just kind of what I had mentioned earlier, eye discipline, wrapping up, taking people all the way through the ground. Sometimes we just threw shots at people, and, fundamentally you got to wrap and drive and take people to the ground. And if we continue to do that like we did better in the second half, we'll have the ability to be good this week. So we just got to be able to focus on our fundamentals, and the missed tackles will go away.
Gabe, what's the routine of film study of looking at the last game? Like, are you watching the full game or cut-ups like on Sunday? Or are you guys still watching them throughout the week? How often do you watch last week's game?
Well, some people use Sunday as a rest day. Some people use Sunday to look at film. In my personal opinion, I see what happened on Sunday, see what I think that I need to correct myself personally. Then on Monday we go in and we look at the game, see what we need to improve on, right? But then you got to close the book because we got a game the next week and you got to close a chapter. Of course, we have plays that we understand that we didn't do well. We might see the next week, so those are certain things that we might see in the film coming up. But overall, you got to shut the page on that book, and then we got to move on when it comes Tuesday or even at the end of Monday.
Anything else, Gabe? All right, thanks, everybody.
Thanks, y'all.